32 in June 30, same day as Mike Tyson, but don't apply the same. I'm an extremist. I do what the fuck I want, when the fuck I want, and I ain't gonna hear nothing about it.
Yeah, I'm not one of them cats that goes and picks something off the wall and thinks it's cool, you know, throw it on there and look cool walking around with a tattoo. You know, a lot of them, that's a great Southern trend kill. There's Far Beyond Driven. I'm a huge gambling fan. That's a blackjack tattoo. There's Domination, my favorite song off of Cowboys from Hell. There's the CFH up here with Judas Priest logos in the side. That's from when we first got our tour in Europe with Judas Priest. I could go for hours. There's the first tattoo I ever got. Cowboys from Hell with a dime bag guitar right there. Seagram 7, my favorite whiskey. Here's 2 matches with fire coming off of it because I like to light shit on fire. And what I mean by that is not actually strike a match and burn buildings down, but mentally get shit going, light it up on fire, get it fucking moving. Fuck yeah. Yeah, man, I mean, it's, you know, the tattoos, they're a way of expressing yourself. To some people, it's cool to pick a flower or a rose off the wall with a dagger stabbed through it with a drop of blood or something, you know, whatever's cool to them, you know. My shit, you know, I just, you know, relate to what I do in life and what I stand for and who the fuck I am, you know.
I answered that question in 1993 too. Unscarred, yes. I am but a babe in the goddamn woods, and every day I take a step, I learn something new. If I shall falter and make a mistake, I'll learn from that damn mistake and pick myself up, dust my shit off, and fucking trudge fucking forward. That's what the shit means.
I just look at it as it's part of what I do. You know, some bands, the drummer, all they're interested in is being the drummer. And I've always been involved in the business side of everything, you know, to try to make sure all of us are taken care of properly. You know, there's, keep all the loose ends tied up, so to speak. You know, I guess the easiest way for me to put it is that I'm probably the most responsible guy out of all the other guys, and they all count on me. So I don't really feel the pressure. It's just kind of like something that's been part of what I've been doing ever since I've been part of this band. And it's an important part, you know, the guys count on me for that, so.
Yeah, it comes, all the ideas come from, you know, Phil might have a riff that he's thinking about, or, you know, Daryl will come up with a skeleton riff and we'll all listen to it and go, no, that's, you know, that part's good, let's try it this way, you know, so it takes the 4 of us collaborating with each other for the final product, what you get. So there has been a lot of, you know, stuff with bass riffs that'll turn into another part of the song, or, you know, maybe the whole part of the song. So, but we just credit everybody together as a collaboration because it takes the 4 of us to be Pantera.
Maybe not as much as other Pantera records, some of the earlier ones, but way more than any other band. Nobody even plays guitar solos anymore. There's a bunch of parts that you could actually that could be considered a guitar solo that aren't really just a wide out free for all, you know, all this shit, you know what I mean? We're going for power, you know, and if the song calls for it, I do them. And some songs we write and they're done and I go, wow, we didn't even think about putting a solo in that song. Guess it didn't need it, fuck it, you know? But dude, I love to play lead guitar, and yeah, that's one of our power elements, you know, and we do it still. We still do that. Yeah, we sing. Yeah, we got riffs. Not just ching, 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 you know. Don't get me going.
You know, that's more of a question to ask Daryl and Vince. I just felt comfortable no matter what we did. I'm part of the band, and you know, they make decisions too, and if that was their decision, I have full and complete confidence in Vince and Don behind the board. There's no doubt in my mind, and I think the proof is there. I think it's devastating sounding. This is like my favorite sounding record, Reinventing the Steel.
It wasn't asking him not to. It just everything that we had. Vinny is an engineer, and he's co-produced every record with Terry. We just, it just felt it was time for us to go out on our own, and it sounded so good. We didn't need a producer there, and in the long run, we're better off for this record with Vinny doing it. I don't know. We could always go back and work with them again. This just felt right. The time was right for, and Vince especially wanted to produce this thing to get his name out there, and and Daryl helped him produce it. So Terry, we just didn't need him on this one, basically.
Sterling. No, he co-produced with us on that too. No, it's just we wanted something very, very raw, something that was. There's no doubt we'll have fun playing these songs live. There's not overlaid vocals and overlaid guitars and stuff where you really, have to slim it back to play it live. We wanted it to be very representative of us, and the Great Southern Trendkill was a very attitude-oriented record. It was all just about how loud, how noisy, how disturbing could this record be. It came out in '96 when heavy metal here in the States in particular was at an all-time low for this decade. Nobody even wanted the term heavy metal associated with them except us. And if you hated heavy metal, we wanted you to hate it that much more by putting our record on and listen to how obnoxious it was. And this record, we wanted it to be all song-oriented. It's about the songs, the best songs. It's not about, it has some attitude to it, but the songs were important. We wanted the songs that have good structure, good grooves. Grooves were really important on this album, and Phil really wanted to do more vocally as a singer as far as melodies go, and just using everything that he's able to do instead of just balls to the wall screaming on everything.
Back to basics, old school heavy metal. I take no insult to it. Correct. I don't feel it's anything but pure us.
Very much so, because we know exactly what the fuck we want, and we worked with Terry Date in the past, and he is the best producer, and he's, for one, so busy, and for two, we're at a point where we pretty much know what the hell we got going and stuff, and that's how it usually goes. But fucking as far as us controlling everything, fuck yes, we know exactly what we want, and you gotta get down there and fight with that shit, man, to get it out of there. It ain't super easy, but at the same time, at least you have your own ass to kick if it don't turn out like you like, It
could come from anywhere. It could start with the drums. There's a lot of songs. Primal Concrete Sledge, it started with just a drum groove. There's a couple of songs, Hellbound on the new album is straight from a drum groove. A lot of stuff like that. Becoming is just a drum groove. And I sit down and played it, and the guys went, wow, and then they started coming up with their parts around it. So there's a lot, it could come from anywhere. Like I said, Phil could come in, say, I got this idea for this hardcore up-tempo song, we're gonna go. And we just take off from there, and he'll go, no, that ain't it, and we'll start putting this in. Everybody pieces everything together, and everybody is very critical of each other's parts, all the way down to the way the guitar player's bending the notes, or where the bass comes in, where the bass stops, how the song is going to be tuned. Some of them are tuned down, some of them are tuned up. And the tempo things for us when we were writing a song, usually whatever we start at feels natural. We're not a band that starts on writes a song and goes, let's see how it sounds faster. Let's see how it sounds slower. It feels right, right when you start. You just go, that's it, or you go, it's a little quick, and you bring it down. But it's not one thing where, like a lot of record producers will go and see a band and go, that's a cool song, but you need to bring it way down tempo-wise, or you need to really kick it up to have some life. It always feels natural to us. And if it doesn't, we'll toss it and start on something else.
Usually Daryl comes up with the primary riffs, and from there, You know, we all put in our 2 cents in, or Phil will come up with hum or tune. So I can't think of any ones that I started the song with. I think we definitely went back to the roots. I think a lot of times in some of our songs, especially in like Far Beyond Driven, which is still a great record, Trend Kill, we had put too many parts into the songs. We wanted to simplify and make it, you know, make every song that we had, just make it simple and killer, because that's in the past that, you know, everybody looks back to say the Vulgar Display of Power and says, well, that's, you know, that's the record that people really looked on as the quintessential Pantera. That's just the way these songs evolve. We wanted to make them not shorter, but just more powerful with the main riffs, instead of putting a whole bunch of parts and being too technical with it. And in some of the songs we did come back and simplify a little bit more, because we could tell of the way that each song was coming into the record, that all these songs will, you know, they will kick your ass when you listen to them in the entirety or individually.
Yeah, it's fun. We play for 45 minutes or some shit like that. Hey, you put Pantera on stage for 45 minutes, you're gonna get some shit. You're gonna get some shit, man. But anyway, and then all you gotta do is drink, smoke, and watch Black Sabbath and Ozzy? Are you joking? Is it fun? I wouldn't trade it for a fucking Sunday morning blowjob.
Man, it's fucking great, you know, especially when it's all bands that are all ass kickers and stuff, you know, and you see the crowd, man, it's amazing. You got people from 13 years old to 50 and 60 years old wearing Black Sabbath t-shirts from days gone by that's still holding on to that, you know, because that's what they love. And ain't nobody serving that shit up no more, you know, that's why we're here. I just say it's a fucking honor to look up and see Ozzy Osbourne up there doing what I'll be doing when I'm his age, and hopefully at the same level he's doing it, because he's fucking killing, man. Still killing every night. It's what he loves, it's what he knows, it's what he believes in, you know. Rock and roll is his religion. Mine too.
Brain yourself and bleeding. Singer Friday God put it the best. He says, hey man, you gotta bleed for rock and roll. And I was like, well, that made sense to me. Plus, you know, I got about 25 G.G. Allen tapes that I've been watching since I've been about 19, so it seemed like the right thing to do at the right time. So, I felt like doing it. I might never do it again. Maybe I will, though. Depends. It's a message to today's youth. You don't need to get tied up in knots over all the fucking imagery. A lot of bands today rely so fucking much on imagery. Good for them. I'm happy for them. Great. That's great. Do what you feel, man. Do what you feel's in your heart. But we're a band that has just relied on our fan base. No fucking... There's no big extra bonus to come see a Pantera show. You don't see anything you've never seen before. And it's not about going to see what you've never seen before, unless all you've seen is a bunch of gimmicks and lights and crazy shit, you know? We're a true band. Just us, the equipment, the lights, and the crowd. I've said that since 1993. And we hold fucking true to that every time. And I'll stare into this fucking camera with 1,000 goddamn % for real, for sure, any band any band in the fucking world, you ask them wholeheartedly, you ask them and you look deep into their soul, would you ever play after Pantera? I'm talking new bands. 'Cause Black Sabbath can do it every day of the week, and that's completely respected. But you ask the new bands, if they ain't shitting on themselves, they're fucking sweating silly because they're scared.